Our last full day in Kentucky will be another tough one like yesterday. The topographic map is a really interesting one. Nothing super high, but 4 major hills to climb with steep grades. There's a correctional facility along the way, so I'll avoid picking up hitchhikers on my Rans Stratus 700. The prison has 3.5 stars on Google Maps in case you're contemplating where to commit your next high-risk crime spree. We won't pass any big towns, but thankfully there are services at regular intervals along the route today. Good morning. It is Friday, July 12, day 58. I'm departing Hindman at 5:30 a.m. Still see a few stars up in the sky, and high of 91 today, and humid, so I'm getting an early start to beat some of the heat. You might be wondering about Paul's missing cycle gear, shoes and bottom and top. Well, there is an incredible story behind that. I asked Paul, I said, can I film you sharing the story about it last night? He said, not tonight, but maybe later. So hopefully you'll get to hear it in his own words.
Okay, so yeah, Heather from the community building took time out to go and take a look at camera footage and seen the person that took all my stuff. She sent the camera footage to the local sheriff, and the local sheriff automatically knew who it was that had stolen my stuff, and so he showed up in his truck and offered to lend me a pair, or actually give me a pair of brand new sneakers they had that would at least get me out, get me going and get me out of the town because I had no shoes. So the sheriff loaned me the sneakers. I put the sneakers on, and I started to head out of town. And about 20 miles out, my feet were beginning to hurt, and I was thinking, I'm never going to make this riding in sneakers. And all of a sudden I got a phone call from the sheriff, and he said that they had found the person that had stolen my shoes and kit, and that they were. He asked me where I was. I said, well, I'm on my way. I'm on the road. He said, asked me which part of the highway I was on. I told him. He said, well, if you wait at Elkhorn Church, I'll come and we'll come and deliver them to you. So I waited at the church, and sure enough, a little bit further than the church, they showed up and had all my shoes, my kit, and everything. and I gave the sheriff back his sneakers. He gave me my shoes and my kit, and I was a very, very happy camper. And I have to say, I've never seen anything like that in my entire life. The sheriff's department would go, and not just the sheriff's department, but everyone, the effort they went to get me my shoes back, which was a big deal, considering I couldn't just get another pair of shoes, or not any shoes or cycling shoes. So big thumbs up to everyone involved.
I only ever see these in my life in two places, on airplanes and next to the side of the road. I'm trying to craft a narrative. Why is that? Narrative number one. The airlines, when they're done with those little mini bottles of alcohol, they drop them strategically from the aircraft on the side of two-lane highways in America. Scenario number one. Scenario number two is there really that many alcoholics who are buying those at convenience stores and drinking them and driving and then tossing them out their windows? If that's the case, that's very scary and sad. I'll go with scenario one. Paul's facing another mechanical issue on his bike as of yesterday. His left pedal is just sliding completely off the shaft. I don't know, the threads aren't catching, and so he needs a new set of clipless pedals. But the youth pastor at the church where we stayed, who lives 35 miles away, okay, he said, hey, near my house is a shop that sells some cycle equipment. And we called them, and they do in fact, here comes the dog, they do in fact sell clipless pedals and pedals themselves. All right, dog, you gonna be good to me? You gonna treat me nice? No. Oh, he did not like that. He did not like my air horn. Man, he jumped in his tracks and jumped backwards. Woo. Okay, now I'm deaf in my right ear, though. Oh, where was I? I was sharing about this youth pastor. So he said to Paul, hey, in the morning, if you want, I will come drive down, pick you up, drive you to this cycle shop so you can get what you want and drive you back here. That's the level of kindness that we're seeing from strangers on this trip. So hopefully that won't mean too much of a delay for Paul or needing to ride with a pedal that won't stay on the shaft. I started a free 7-day trial of the Ride with GPS app today. Something I probably should have done. I should have done 2 months of their premium services when I started this trip. And it's for one feature, because I already have my dedicated bike computer GPS that gives me directions and all the stats I need. But what it's lacking is an elevation profile that has a dot that shows me where I am along that elevation profile. That's something I've wanted this whole trip. And you've heard me talk about it back when I was in the West, about how before the trip looking at elevation profiles and making my own notes about when the climb starts and finishes and how high it is. And I have all this data right here that I'll show you on a screenshot. And so I crossed one pretty minor climb leaving Hindman, and you can see on the elevation profile I have 4 more somewhat major climbs to complete today. So I love knowing where I am along that and how far I have to go on those climbs. Nice feature. And I imagine I'm going to get a dozen comments saying, but wait, Garmin GPSs do what you're describing? Show the elevation profile. I don't think that they would show the elevation profile for the entire route and where you are along it. It's just if a climb is upcoming, then the screen will change and show like a portion of the elevation profile for the GPS file. That's my understanding. I'm surrounded in every direction by barking dogs. Left, right, front, and back. And I'm running out of air horn juice. So I do have my pepper spray in hand. The last 2 dogs were not as deterred by my air horn. jumped back. Well, there's two little Pomeranians on a porch. They're no threat. Alright, outside some convenience store, I got myself a bacon egg sandwich, a fountain drink, and some banana cake thing. And where can I sit? Well, thankfully I bring this thing. My little sit pad. Look at that. Turn something uncomfortable into practically a lazy boy. And it says jungle leopard on it for some reason. Harnesses the power of the jungle leopard. Just met an elderly gentleman named Ed who sat down next to me while I was having my morning snack at the Marathon gas station to smoke a cigarette, holed up in a ATV. And he was in the hospital for 4 months with 2 aneurysms in his head. And he said just yesterday he got rid of his cane. So he'll be walking without his cane after that. So hearing some health stories from Ed at the Marathon gas station. Wish him the best. Climb 1 of 4 is over. Riding my brakes going downhill because I'm blind in the corners. That was a tough one. Oh, I have to do that 3 more times today. And it looks like the middle 2 are certainly more difficult than numbers 1 and 4. In a rare occurrence, this Dollar General had produce. Wonderful. It's pretty rare. I would say maybe 25% of Dollar Generals I stop at have actual produce. 5 dogs running. Dang. 5 dogs. Oh my goodness. Wow. All right, I was dual wielding there. Left hand pepper spray, did not spray. Right hand air horn. My goodness, that was 5 dogs all surrounding me. What city am I even in? I don't know. To warn future cyclists, I'm next to a shop that says Hall's Auto Parts. Be careful when you are cycling outside of Hall's Auto Parts, somewhere 26 miles or so east of Hindman. My problem here is that I stopped next to 2 barking dogs in a high gear for my safety, and I couldn't get the bike started again in this high gear. So I'm trying to downshift. And it's uphill. Dogs! This is terrible. Come on, downshift. 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 Oh man, come on. I'm usually really good about downshifting before I stop, but add into the mix 2 snarling dogs. Wonder if those owners were looking out their window in great amusement. Okay, past them. Hey, you don't want this. You don't want this. Okay, he's not interested in the chase. Oh, but what about your brother? Oh, your brother's young. Oh, here comes your brother. Hey, oh, but I got a car behind me. That'll help me out. That'll help me out. Set a pick. All right, the car set a pick, and I'm driving to the basket. And is the defender chasing? I gave up. Another one. Man. You gonna give up like your neighbors? Yeah, you gave up like your neighbors. Climb number 2. Just crested. Back to coasting. And riding my brakes. At a lot of these churches we stay at, or hostels, Paul and I have been the only people there. And, you know, I would have liked to meet new people, but it just doesn't seem to be the case. But last night was, finally we had a westbounder also staying at the church in Hindman. And she is a Latvian named Katerina. And Katerina had never been to America before, and she flew to America with her bike to cycle east to west across America. So, brave woman. Any depictions of political signs that I show in these videos is not indicating an alignment with any political party on my behalf. Just to let you know. But an observation. I would say I see for every one Biden sign I have seen since I left on May 16, I've seen 100 Trump signs. That's about the ratio, I'm not joking, 100 to 1. And I don't think I have seen a Biden sign since California. They've all been Trump. But that's expected in small town America. Very different political leanings than big city America. Climbing hill 3, 11%. Oh, and a dog. Oh, come on. I don't have enough speed for you. I don't have energy for you, dog. Don't bother me, dog. Oh, are you gonna mess with me? And your friend's up there too. 2 of you. Am I going so slow? It's not even worth chasing me. Huh? Oh, come on. Leave me alone. Oh, 12.4% grade. Dogs, heat, sweat. Ah. 'Again, I ask, where are those people who, when they finished cycling across America, they said, you know what, it was easier than I thought it was gonna be. Who are those people? It is crazy difficult. And you gotta see the road condition right here. Oh, it's terrible. I'll take a separate image of this. Yeah, looking good. With the effort they used putting up that sign indicating, hey, danger, why not use that energy toward fixing the road? Come on now. My oh my, climb 3 was significantly more challenging than 1 and 2. Long stretches of 12 to 15% grade. I'm stopping whenever there's shade in the trees, like right here. I'm gonna make it to the next one at least before another stop. I did it. Climb number 3, descent number 3. I was passing, I was thinking the bargain store is improperly named given its prices on gasoline. Then I realized maybe that is their phone number. Climb 4 out of 4 is done! Hey! David, what's going on? Why'd you change your shirt? Why are you so clean? Why do you smell nice? So, the plan for accommodation tonight was, the best thing I found in my research was there is a pizza restaurant in Elkhorn City that will let you camp behind their restaurant overnight. You know, just simple, I don't think any water or electricity, just a place to camp. And no other, you know, hostels or churches. And so it's hot. And so I told Paul, I said, hey, when I start to get into town, I'm going to start asking around. So I stopped at the first church I found, which was 3.1 miles out of town, and that was the Elkhorn City Community Church. And as I was pulling up, a lady came out and said, how can I help you? I said, well, my friend and I are cycling across America, and I'm wondering if there's any churches in town that would host a couple cyclists. And she said, well, we're pretty full here. We have 50 people staying overnight. Groups from different places. I don't know, maybe they're here for doing missions work or something. But she said, let me ask around. And she said, by the way, do you want a drink of water? I said, yeah, that sounds great. And so she gave me cold water. As I'm drinking the cold water, another one of the ladies there said, do you want some salad? I said, absolutely, I want some salad. And she brought out 2 salads. I got to choose which one I wanted. Do you want our homemade Catalina salad dressing? Yeah, absolutely I do. And so I'm eating dinner, chatting with these ladies, and the one comes back and says, hey, you can stay at the Baptist church in town. So we got accommodation for tonight. And as I'm eating, they said, hey, before you leave, do you want to take a shower? I said, yes, I do. So I went out and grabbed my stuff. The thing is, I'm going to try to not sweat for the remaining 2.7 miles to the Baptist church because I changed out of my smutty cycle clothes. And it is hot, 1:30 p.m. So that's the good news. We have indoor and air conditioning to sleep in tonight. All right. My goal of a sweat-free ride is not happening. The sweat spot's already appearing. If Camp Praise the Lord sounds like a great place to spend a week, you would have enjoyed being in Elkhorn City, Kentucky in 1881 when the evangelist George Barnes held a revival there called Camp Praise the Lord. The town didn't have a name, so it used the name Praise, which it held until 1952 when it was changed to Elkhorn City. Country singer Patty Loveless was raised here. And here's the Timeout Restaurant. They serve burgers and pizza and ice cream. And Paul's rocking a strawberry and pineapple shake. I'm rocking a Reese's shake, which we're eating before our dinner. This must be the camping area that they allow cyclists to use. Today's daily recap comes to you from Noah's Ark. Today's scenery was a 5 out of 10, and our difficulty was another 7 out of 10 like yesterday, and my overall feeling of positivity is at a 9.